Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're opening up a topic that is secretly running the show in a lot of our emotional lives.
Mm, absolutely.
I'm talking about comparison. It's that invisible ruler we hold up against other people.
Right. And one quick glance can just suddenly turn into this heavy, deep-seated feeling about our own worth.
We all do it almost every day, I think, but we rarely stop to think about the true cost.
And that's exactly why we need this deep dive.
Hmm.
We've looked through your sources on the measure of progress, and the mission here isn't just to point out the obvious.
Right.
We want to dig into where this measurement trap is set in work, in our finances, in family.
And why it's so damaging to our confidence.
Exactly. And most importantly, how we can switch our focus to measure success in a way that actually serves you.
It's funny, comparison is absolutely a normal human function, right? We use it to gauge where we stand.
Of course.
But the sources are crystal clear. While measuring up might be natural, staying trapped in that feeling, letting it dictate your emotions, that's where the real damage starts.
We're hardwired to look sideways, but we don't have to stay stuck there.
Okay, so let's unpack this and start with the big one. The area where the measurements are, I think, most brutally visible.
The professional world.
The first and often most intense battleground for comparison is definitely our professional lives, work, career, and business.
For sure. It's a place where success seems very easy to quantify.
And because of that, it just breeds this intense pressure.
It does, because the workplace gives us these, very clear data points to look at. You don't have to guess.
So what did the research say people zero in on?
Well, there are three areas people instantly focus on when comparing careers. First, the obvious one, job title or position.
Mm-hmm.
Second, salary and compensation. And third, and this is a big one, the speed of career progress.
Oh, who moved up faster?
Exactly.
That speed element is where the pain often comes from. When you see a colleague, maybe someone you started with, just accelerate, getting the better title, the higher pay, you start to feel like you're falling behind. What does that do to someone's internal life?
Well, it immediately triggers a sense of failure. People often internalize that gap and think, I must be doing something wrong, or I'm just not talented enough.
And I can see how that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It does. It can lead to burnout or holding back because you believe you're missing some vital secret ingredient that the other person has.
But the simple metrics hide so much, don't they?
Oh, completely.
Uh,
And that's the nuance we can't forget. Career progress is not a simple straight line.
we tend to compare the middle of our story to someone else's supposed final chapter.
Right. And the material stress that comparison completely ignores hidden factors. We don't see the whole story.
Like what?
Well, maybe that quick promotion was due to luck or timing or a specific connection they had.
Or maybe they sacrificed their entire personal life for that climb. You never see that part.
Exactly. When you only focus on the output, the title, or the dollar amount, you overlook all of the context.
And crucially, you stop celebrating your own wins.
Yes.
If your goal was to learn a new skill this year and you totally crushed that goal, but then you look at someone else who got a larger paycheck, that comparison just steals the satisfaction from your own hard work.
It swaps self-referenced progress for external validation. And that is a losing game.
So if career comparison is about position, then our next area, money and lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's all about visibility.
Right. It's about what everyone sees.
This moves us into the most visually, I guess, evident area of comparison. It's the stuff that shows up in our neighborhoods, on our driveways.
And all of our social media feeds.
For sure.
And the measures here are so simple and direct. We're talking about income, the size of the house, the type of car.
Basically, the general accumulation of expensive stuff.
Right. And these things quickly become the visual proof of success in the modern world.
And the consequence of seeing that accumulation, like the neighbor's new expensive SUV, it creates this enormous internal pressure. What happens when people give in to that feeling that they have to keep up?
It often results in a cycle we could call the never-ending chase. The sources note that people feel compelled to earn more or buy more just to feel adequate.
And if you get caught in that trap, it's just a recipe for financial stress and debt.
Definitely. Because you're spending money not on what you need, but on maintaining an image based on comparing yourself to someone else's spending habits. It's a goalpost that's always moving.
But this is where we need that sharp perspective check. That high income or big house does not automatically equal happiness.
Not at all. What's often hidden is the massive overhead. The person with the huge house probably has huge bills, huge taxes.
And huge stress trying to maintain it all.
Exactly. People have vastly different costs, needs, and priorities. Someone who chooses a simple life, who values time over money. They might have a lower income, but they could have a far higher quality of life.
Because they aren't constantly fighting to pay for the things comparison told them they needed.
Precisely. The sources confirm that a simple life defined by personal choice is frequently a good life, regardless of the income number.
Okay, so shifting from material wealth, let's talk about social wealth. People measure how active they are socially, right?
Oh, absolutely. The number of friends, the number of events they go to.
How often you're seen out and about.
It becomes a performance metric. If you look at your calendar and see, say, 3 events this month, and your friend posts about 10 major parties and trips.
You feel like maybe you're boring, or you're not living life to the fullest.
But this ignores a fundamental truth about how people are wired. Social happiness is not one size fits all.
Some people thrive in big crowds all the time. They get energized by that.
Right, they're extroverts.
Yep.
But others gain energy from quiet time, or deep conversations, or just being at home.
So comparing an introvert's quiet, satisfying weekend to an extrovert's nonstop social calendar is like comparing two completely different planets.
It is. The sources emphasize that feeling lonely because you don't attend enough parties is a self-imposed prison. Your social life should fit your needs, not some external standard.
There's no universal standard for being socially successful. It's just about contentment.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's move into the third area. Here's where it gets really interesting and often the most emotionally raw.
The highly personal world of relationships and family.
Yeah.
These comparisons hit at our core need for love and belonging, which makes them incredibly painful when we feel like we're coming up short.
And the metrics here are less tangible, but they're just as powerful.
People compare their relationship status. Are they single, dating, married? They compare their timing. Do they get married on time or have kids at the right age?
And then there's the comparison of the relationship quality itself, which is almost impossible to judge accurately from the outside.
Oh, for sure. You see a couple posting perfect vacation photos and assume their life is flawless.
Which is almost never the truth.
The crucial warning here is about that external pressure shaping your internal choices. If you're comparing your relationship to someone else's timeline, it can push you to rush into things.
Or overlook problems just to achieve that status.
Exactly. A loving partnership has to be based on genuine care and trust and shared values, not on matching some schedule dictated by what other people are doing.
And when we talk about family and children, I mean, this is where feelings run the deepest.
The social pressure points are huge. Who has children when they have them, even how well the children behave in public.
The emotional depth is just immense here.
It is because it touches on desire and biology. For those who struggle to conceive or those who choose a child-free path, seeing all those posts and hearing all those questions, it can cause deep sadness, stress, or even shame.
The emotional tax of that type of comparison is significant.
It really is. This is a path where there is no right or wrong way. There's no manual.
Every family structure, or lack of one, is valid based on the needs of the people involved.
Absolutely. The main message from this research is really one of permission. You have permission to define your own family structure and timeline. Trying to fit your personal, complex situation into someone else's simple measurement is, well, it's pointless.
That's the perfect transition to how we view our own internal progress. We compare our personal growth, our skills, our confidence. But why is comparing the outside of someone else to your inside so incredibly misleading?
It highlights the massive disconnect between what we project and what we actually feel.
Right.
Some might look incredibly confident and successful, totally put together. But often, those same people are struggling with huge debt or anxiety or deep unhappiness that they hide very, very carefully.
So when you look at someone who seems to have it all and you think, why am I struggling? You're comparing your messy, full documentary of a life to their carefully edited, polished movie trailer.
That's a great way to put it. It's a fundamental error in judgment.
It creates these completely wrong and impossible ideas about what a real functional adult life is supposed to look like.
Everyone has a mess. Some people are just better at hiding it. If you believe your internal struggle is unique, comparison just makes that loneliness so much worse.
And nothing has accelerated this comparison trap more than our final point.
The digital world. Social media.
The ultimate comparison machine.
It really is. The sources explain why this unreal picture is so powerful. People share only the successes, the happy moments, the filtered photos, the good news.
They actively choose not to share their fear, their failures, their sadness, or just the sheer boredom of a Tuesday afternoon.
Right. So we are constantly comparing our entire flawed, complicated reality to a series of carefully selected highlights.
It's like comparing the behind-the-scenes footage of your life to the glamorous movie poster of someone else's.
And that's why almost everyone feels less happy after spending time on these platforms. It's an impossible comparison. It's designed to make you feel insufficient.
You're holding up reality against fiction.
And fiction always looks better. It was designed to.
So we've broken down the comparison trap in career, finance, relationships, and the digital world. What is the fundamental shift we need to make to find a healthier mindset?
The synthesized advice is, I think, profoundly simple, but also really hard to practice. Every single person has a unique story. You started at a different place, you face different problems, you have different resources. The grand takeaway is this. Excessive comparison is the single fastest way to steal your joy and completely destroy your confidence.
It's theft. Plain and simple, that phrase, comparison steals joy, that's something worth writing down. So instead of looking sideways, what are the actionable things we should focus on? The sources gave us 3 key pivots.
You do.
First, focus strictly on your personal goals. What do you genuinely want to achieve, independent of what anyone else tells you is important?
Right. It means defining your own finish line.
Second, focus on celebrating small progress.
This is so important. Don't wait for the massive promotion or the huge life change. Recognize those tiny steps forward every single day that only you are aware of.
Like mastering a new skill or handling a difficult emotion well.
Or simply sticking to a good habit. That small daily progress is the real indicator of growth.
And finally, focus on what truly matters to you. If quiet time or family connection or meaningful work are your true values, then pursuing them is success.
Regardless of the income number or the flashy title that comes with it, if it adds quality and meaning to your life, that's the only measure you need.
That's the summary we want to leave you with then. Comparison is human, yes.
But when you let it control your thinking and your decisions, it just becomes an engine for stress and unnecessary unhappiness.
The goal isn't to stop noticing other people.
No, it's to stop letting their path define yours.
A calmer, kinder, and ultimately more truthful view is to simply respect your own path and grow at your own speed. So here's the thought to take with you. What small progress, totally invisible to everyone else, can you celebrate within yourself today? Something that is just for you to know and appreciate.
I like that.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We hope this look at your sources gives you a clearer and more self-assured view of your own valuable progress.
Until next time.